Peace, everyone. Baba Kilindi here. Hope everyone's having a progressive morning. Wanted to thank everyone who purchased the transdimensional crystals. We're down to the end. Had to put some back in play as far as in the public domain to purchase because from the Thursday go live, there were a few people who said, well, I'm definitely going to get one Friday with my, to get their check Friday or whatever, you know how it is. So save me one and I'll get it Friday. And they didn't. So I'm throwing those few back in the mix. So there are a couple left. So if you want them, you can still get them. But it's only a few. They probably won't last a day. So get the ones that went back into the mix for the reason of folks saying that they were going to get them on Friday and didn't. It's not really a big deal because people will get them because we're going to, as I said, when we do the next run in 2019 or maybe 2020, I don't know, they will be moving from the price that they are up over $500 a crystal. It may be much more than $500 a crystal. So for $55, you can't beat that because we were trying to get it into the public domain so people could start giving their testimonials and adding to the knowledge base of dealing with them because this isn't a thing where people don't participate and don't lend energy to the knowledge base. It's not about me. I'm not the super grand wazoo. This is something that all of us will contribute into. And so to get people into the space and be able to utilize the crystals and things like that, we made them basically affordable for the time that's put into them and for those who were really serious. So you have to be super serious after these last few are gone because like I said, I had people who came in and said, well, Friday, I'm going to get it, I get my check or just hold one till Friday for me and things like that. And they didn't come through. So I'm not going to hold on to them to satisfy folks who weren't really interested in the first place. A couple of people did call and said they couldn't get them and said, I just want to let you know, and I'm not talking about those people. Those people are good and great. I'm talking about the ones, I'm gonna pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today, or I'm gonna pay you Friday for the crystal. Hold on to it, where I could have let somebody else purchase it. So those people who didn't purchase, who want the last few can. So moving on from that into the mushroom grow class online. All of this is predicated on people being able to have their own mushrooms in the comfort of their own space and be able to utilize them, not buying them from anybody, not going to some faraway exotic place, such as if you were trying to do and deal with ayahuasca or something like that, where, well, I got to go to Peru or I got to go to wherever, Brazil, or I got to join the Santa Daime or something else. This is about the self-development, self-journey into an understanding of true consciousness. Not that anybody's breached what consciousness is or what the soul is, because that's still a mystery. But the search into that is, the technology is very well known. It's just millions of years old, and we're right in the midst of it. And this is really the first time in recorded history that people are able to have their own psychedelics, entheogens, hallucinogenics in the privacy of their own home and be able to go and do at their leisure when they will. They don't have to ask the priest for it. They don't have to ask the the holy shaman man for it. They don't have to do anything. You can set up when you want to grow, and with that grow, you can then have enough and have it available so that you can set up your own schedule of excursions so that you gain experience in the hyperdimensional realms. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about independence. We're not talking about relying on the uh, authority figures, because in this thing, there are no authorities. I don't care how much you've taken. I don't care how much you go. I don't care how long you've been doing it. There are no authorities. We're all breaking into new ground and new realms. So you have to be able to do it yourself, even when dealing with the crystals. The crystals are paired with the hallucinogens, and you have to be able to have enough to go, and when you want to go, not when you can get it from somebody else. So that's really what's going on. We're going to be doing a mushroom grow class at the end of the week, and it's something that we're going to be sharing with those folks who want to learn how to grow and get some little inside tips on how to put some things together. Now, it's the PF Tech. There are some people that already know the PF Tech, and with understanding that many times you're semi-successful, sometimes you're successful, sometimes you're not. But that goes with mycology. Mushrooms are very fickle. You have to be clean. You have to be meticulous and diligent in putting these things together. So there are some, there's some tips, some inside info that people, sometime it takes them years and years and years to learn, that we'll be putting out on the technique. And it'll be going through the whole thing. We're going to go through from spore to mushroom. Of course, they're not going to grow on the grow in the class, but we're going to show the techniques of putting everything together. If you can, like I said, if you can be clean, if you can keep your space clean, if you can follow the techniques and things like that, you'll be able to, to grow your own mushrooms, storm, dry them, storm, put them in the freezer, and you'll have them to be able to grow. So that's what we have up next. This is going to be open up to the internet and everybody around the world. It's only so many people that can be on the actual, in the actual class. You will pay for the class with PayPal, and then you will be given the link. And, once you have the link, you'll be able to look it on your phone or on your computer at a at a class that's that you can see visually on on your computer and things like that. So that's what we have coming up. People have been asking me for some time about grow classes. So what you have to do, you have to email me, kilindi@hotmail.com. That's KILINDI, D as in dog, I as in Idaho, at hotmail.com. Kilindi@hotmail.com. Or you can message me, Facebook message me, and just put a little heading on it, mushroom grow class. And I will respond to you and give you the information on how to be part of the class and give you the link. You won't get the link immediately. You won't get the link till later on in the week. We're looking at either Friday or Saturday. But as I said, it's a limited amount of people that can get in. So if you're interested, email me. And then once you email me, I'll respond back to you and tell you what the whole, procedure is to get on the list for the link. And this will, I'll tell you, you'll get what is needed for what you have to buy to get started. And that's nothing exotic. There are things that will be, if you can't find one thing, you can find something else. We use mason jars, but if you don't have mason jars, you can use jelly jars or straight tapered jars to do it. It's going to be informative. It's going to be some dense information. And even if you know how to grow, it's good to pick up some tips and things like that, because this makes you independent, meaning that for a few dollars in equipment, and paying for the class, then you'll be independent. You'll be finished with messing with anybody if you're diligent enough to keep growing. And then you'd set up times that you grow in a year. You may start to grow the spring equinox and the autumn equinox, so that you have enough throughout the year, grow twice a year. Or you can ramp it up. You can grow once a year and have all your mushrooms for the whole year. You can grow in the summer, which is good, and you can do one grow a year and put enough in the freezer so that you have some for all year. And you only have to grow once a year. And then you don't have to be looking for nobody to give you none. You don't have to be, fiddling around when you want to go, or there's a special time that you want to go. There may be solar activity that is prominent one week. Say you do your your excursion once a month on the full moon, or you do it just every 6 weeks. But the time is coming up when there's solar activity that is really prominent at that time. It may be a gamma ray burst, not one enough to burn everything up on Earth, or mass coronal ejection or something like that. But, you may want to take advantage of that particular energy from the sun at that particular time. Or I don't know if you're into astrology or astronomy or whatever, and there's a certain astronomical alignment or a certain astrological alignment that you want to pair with. Mushrooms don't need that, but some people, that's part of their knowledge system and knowledge base. So to augment your understanding of whatever you're doing, be it martial arts, be it yoga, be it astrology, be it Tai Chi, be it breathing systems, African dance, drumming, any vocation, whatever it is, if it's something that you really do and it's something that you really love, taking mushrooms, the entheogens, will augment that understanding, because it will broaden your scope and horizon in the intricacies of whatever you're doing. So the mushroom class is $40 to PayPal. And that's for actual class workshop. That's not a lecture. The lectures, of course, are cheaper than that. And we have a major lecture coming up. This is so that people around the world can get the benefit of the understanding of what's going on, rather than me having to fly there or them having to come at a particular time when we have a conference or anything, because we don't have a conference. We don't have a conference again until 2020. So the information can get out, and there'll be a steady supply for you of mushrooms. Get in. It's not that expensive, and then the equipment is less than $100 that you can get, over several weeks. Buying jars and vermiculite and other things that you need to be self-sufficient and independent, because that's really what it's about. There are people who have the sensibilities of that they need someone to have church with, or to be a part of something social. And that's what a lot of these things are when people are, well, we're going to get together and sing around the campfire and all those type of things. But still, that's just that's church, that's social. And the important things that you do in the multiverse are the things that you do alone, so that you build your power, so that when you're out in the Netherlands or the Heatherlands or whatever you want to call it, that when you encounter or you're approached, that you don't fold, that you have the fortitude and the wherewithal and the tenacity to be able to encounter exotic beings and novel creatures and faraway places, and stand as a sovereign warrior being in the multiverse that is there and will encounter any and all things that exist everywhere in all points in time of existence, and stand tall, eye to eye, face to face, not on bended knee or in deference to anything that exists in the multiverse. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the greatest revolution, which is evolution. We can evolve our way up out of this. This is the time. We have the technology, just like the $6 million man. They're going to make a movie, the $6 billion man now, because inflation. But they always said we can rebuild him. We have the technology. Well, we can evolve out of this thing. We have the technology, but you just can't go once every time you can find some mushrooms, or your friend gives you some, or that's not the way. The way is serious. It's not at the rave party or at a concert that you take 1 tab LSD, or you take 2 grams of mushrooms. This is serious work, and for the serious work, you need your own, and you need to be independent. You don't have to be worried about anybody else getting them to you. And this is what's happening. So if you're really interested, get with me on the Grow class. And as I said, this is open to the whole world. And the actual thing that is the video streamer, it has a limit to it. And so don't think that it's going to just be, folks from the States or anything like that. There's going to be people from all over, Latvia and Prague and all these different places to get in. So get in, get on the list, so that we'll know how many people that we have coming in. I will respond to questions later on if you have some point you didn't understand clearly. But it's going to be a dense informational workshop, course, or whatever you want to call it, class, because it's a class. It's not just a lecture, it's a class. I'll have the actual equipment there, and I'll be showing you how to do it and how to use it. And then you'll be able to go ahead and do your thing if you're serious. For those folks who aren't really serious, who just, it's a little hobby or a sidebar, or they just want to have fun taking mushrooms, this course isn't for you. Although, if you want to have fun taking mushrooms, this is how you grow it to have fun. But we're gearing things to people who are part of the entheogenic family of explorers. This isn't, geared toward the other things that are being taken care of by other people in other areas of the entheogenic world. So if you are interested, again, Kilindi@hotmail.com, KILINDI@hotmail.com, or Facebook message me, put a little front runner up saying, mushroom grow class, and how do I get in and get on the list? If there are any other concerns, we'll be addressing them throughout the week and talking about things throughout the week. So if you want to get in, have a question, either email me or Facebook message me, and we'll be working from there. Also, as I said, those few crystals that were left from people who over the course of the first day or so said, "Save me one," and which I did. Okay, you want to get it Friday? Okay, I'll save you one. But then they didn't come through, so they're back in the mix. You can get them if you like. Other than that, have a nice day. We'll be letting you know what we'll be doing in the future with, of course, the Food of the Gods tour, Mushroom Weekend, and other things that are going along. This is for beginners and advanced people. You can always learn some new tricks or tips as far as dealing with growing yourself. The information is ready and ripe. We will have also spore prints coming up from our next grow on that you can get started once you get your once you take the class and you get to a point to where you have got your equipment and you're ready. You need some spores. We can do that also. Spores are not illegal, even though we're just talking about mushrooms. We're just talking about spores, but hallucinogenic mushroom spores are not illegal. But we're talking about the general mushroom class. You can also use these techniques to grow shiitake, or you can grow oyster, or you can grow chicken of the woods, or you can grow turkey tail with these techniques also, if you want to augment your medicinal and gourmet mushrooms. So these techniques are, good for, eating and for medicine also, because fungi is the densest informational structure in its own kingdom, older than plants, more connected to human beings than plants. So our body, mind, consciousness, spirit knows and understands fungi because we have fungal genes in our part fungal. So for the folks out there, thank you for listening. Get with me, and don't wait, because the things that I've been doing here lately, people fill up just almost immediately. So get on the list. Mushroom Grow class online coming up this weekend. Thank you very much. Kilindi signing out. Have a nice day.